Hey, this is Eddie Pepitone from Peptalks, and we want to welcome a sponsor, Parachute Sheets. Parachute. It's an online bedding brand based in Venice Beach, and they mailed me a set of sheets, and it was great. It really was, and you know I wouldn't advertise anything that wasn't cool. And Parachute has created a line of everyday bedding essentials, from sheets to duvet comforters to give you superior sleep. Now, their bedding is made of 100% long staple Egyptian cotton, manufactured in a mill in Tuscany that's been weaving bedding for nearly 80 years and then shipped to your door. And a Parachute cuts out the licensing and distribution fees so you can experience high-quality bedding for less. And Parachute also gives back in a big way. They partner with the United Nations Foundation Nothing But Nets campaign to deliver life-saving malaria prevention bed nets to those in need. So you can go to parachutehome.com/PEP, use promo code PEP, and Parachute will give you $25 off on your first order. Okay, so it's a really cool product. The website is really cool. The product comes in this really cool box. The quality of the bedding for me was really great. It was just a really good sleep experience. And you can read about, they do some cool things. They have a blog.parachutehome.com, and they talk about how thread count is a marketing gimmick. Anyway, I really like this product, so please go do it. Use PEP on parachutehome.com. Use promo code PEP, and you will get $25 off on your first order.
Hey everybody, welcome to Pep Talks with the Bitter Buddha, Eddie Pepitone, and I know what you're thinking already. He's got a nickname. He must be incredible. By the way, what you hear in my voice is the fact that I don't want to be doing the podcasts. I've been told to do them by my team, and I think you all know that Team Pepitone. Well, let's just leave it at that. Look, here's some dates. I will be in Atlanta at the Laughing Skull, September 24th through 27th. Then I'm going to be at the Orlando Indie Comedy Festival, October 3rd. Vancouver, I'm at the Rickshaw Theater on October 17th. And then Peoria, I'm at the Jukebox Comedy Club, October 22 through 24. You can get tickets at eddiepepitone.com. And, that's it. That's it for me. You have listened to... Oh, no, right. We have a guest today. I am sorry. We have a guest, and my guest this week is a stand-up and writer. He writes and is recurring on Marin on IFC, which I have been on. You heard him on his old podcast, Walking the Room, and his new podcast, very popular. I asked a very good friend of mine, a hip comedian guy, I said, what do you think of the Dollop? And he said, it's fucking good. The Dollop is the name of his podcast. Please welcome Dave Anthony.
Thank you.
Dave.
Is it Eddie?
What happened? We have a
what's that
technical
noise?
glitch. Oh, don't touch
Oh, I'm touching that thing?
Oh,
just from
Dave.
touching that happened? Well, then why you got stuff sticking out that I can grab? This is a rinky-dink operation.
Then why do you have it? Why is it here?
What a shitty operation. I realize this is my network, but what a...
Yes, this is your network. This is your network. Hey, buddy.
I was going to make comments about what you said, and now I've forgotten everything.
You're about as interested in life as I am. That's how we relate.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Like, we both know that it's a world not of our own making.
No.
And even though you've done pretty good, you have a kid.
I do have a kid. I made a person, but that's not hard to do.
I know, but it's hard to keep them alive, I think. It's hard.
Yeah.
No, not keep them alive, but keep everything intact.
Right, not totally fuck them up.
not totally fucked him up, which who knows? I don't know if you're doing that or not. I have a feeling you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, he seems okay.
But to hold together, marriage, kid, then working on your career as well.
Yeah.
That's adult stuff.
It is adult stuff.
It really is. And so it's funny because comedians supposedly, and by the way, this is the rap session.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. I thought it was an interrogation.
I just caught myself. What happens on these podcasts, folks, is that you have to fill an hour. And so I saw an opening to talk about something like being an adult and also the juxtaposition or the paradox of a comedian that is supposed to be a silly guy. That's the view of most comedians, I think. Tell me a joke. Tell me a joke. And I feel like saying to them, here's a joke for you. I can barely live. Comedy, this is a joke for you. Why don't you tell this at your family dinner, fuckface? You fuckface. Tell this at your Thanksgiving dinner. I get up flailing for God, flailing for anything.
Sure, just something to grasp onto that will
somehow
make this make sense. Why is this turkey here?
But isn't it true, though? I mean, you're running an adult life. How is it going? How is it going? You look good. You look good.
Thank you. I'm tired. I guess I'm. Yeah. I don't really think of it that way.
You don't think about it.
I mean, I still laugh because.
Right.
I still have days free, right? I mean, when I'm not working on Marin, I'm still just fucking around all day.
True.
I mean, I'm working a lot, writing and stuff, but yeah, it's not.
What are you writing?
Pilots
and
the
stuff?
Dollop takes a long time to work on every week, but yeah, I'm writing pilots, and things of that nature.
So let me ask you this because I'm always fascinated by it because I have a tremendous lack of discipline. Which
No, you don't even have to say it.
it shows in my wardrobe for sure. Today I'm wearing. I decided today to go with sweatpants because
I like a change. I like when you come in wearing. Finally get to see you wearing something loose and casual.
Folks, if you haven't seen me, I usually dress up like a fine English gentleman. I am called the Stephen Fry of Los Angeles, but now I am starting to loosen up a little bit.
Currently, he's letting his Eddie down, as we're saying.
I'm letting my freak.
It's Eddie, right?
It is Eddie.
Okay,
Eddie.
Want to make sure.
I have to. And you're Dave
Yep.
Anthony.
Yep.
I was given an info sheet on you.
You were? That's so weird.
Tell me what the Dollop. Now, the fact that you work hard on it also is. I should backtrack. Disciplining yourself to write. Is it like get the kid? How old is your kid?
He's 6.
So get him to school.
Yep.
He's out of the house, and boom, do you go right to writing?
No, I go on Twitter and I make fun of people.
Yeah.
And then...
you like to... By the way, I was looking at your Twitter feed today in preparation.
Oh, God, that's a bad thing to do.
And what you do, and I don't do this, because what I do is just put out... I also saw that you don't follow me, and I was pissed.
I don't?
By the way, that is a funny thing when you...
I thought I followed you.
Well, it is a funny thing. Well, the thing is I follow a lot of people, but I never look at the feed, except my feed and who has responded to me. So it doesn't mean a lot to follow someone, I don't think, except it jacks up their numbers a little bit.
Sometimes I'll unfollow someone if they're...
Annoying you.
Yeah, like if Kindler is screaming at MSNBC, and I'll unfollow him for a day or two, and then I'll go back and follow him. So you might have been doing something, and I've been like, I'll unfollow, but because I thought I followed you. Or I just don't like what you do.
It could be. I sometimes don't like what I do because Twitter... No, Twitter, Facebook, and that shit. Like, what happened? And I get very strident. I'm particularly strident about being, I'll just wake up and be so pissed at certain things and say things that may offend people I know about show business.
Oh, no, but your tweets are usually really funny.
I try to be funny a lot of the time, but other times I do
I do the same thing. You do something serious.
Political shit. Like,
oh yeah, people get really...
Fuck.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, what else am I...
People get really mad at me about my political tweets, but
I like that, by the way, because I was reading it. It wasn't on Twitter, but I checked out your Facebook fan page, and I loved it. And I hope you can talk about this. If not, we'll edit it out. But you went after, and I love this, and I love Kindler for this. I love you for this. You went after fucking, I think it was Damon Wayans.
Yeah,
and
fuck that guy.
somebody else.
And Dennis Miller and guys like that.
Oh, yeah. And what were you going after them for?
We're comedians, and comedians'
Yeah.
job is to like expose hypocrisy in society and to point out shit that's wrong. It's not our job to punch down and make fun of rape victims or people who are poor and all that.
By the way,
shit.
I saw Dave Chappelle in Montreal, and he came on stage and he goes, "You know who I don't like?" This is how he came on. "You know who I don't like? Fat people."
Oh,
that's Dave Chappelle.
That's the kind of shit.
What the fuck?
But that's where you go. You're so rich now that you're part of it. You're part of the thing we should be making fun of. Now they're part of the thing we should be making fun of. So they've lost touch with reality.
You know what I love? The guys, and I'll give you a couple of names. Maybe you heard of them, who stay true no matter how much money they have. Richard Pryor, George Carlin.
Yes.
Those fucking guys stayed relevant. And staying relevant to me just means that you stay fighting the powers, fighting the people who have real power, not the fucking powerless.
The fact that anyone, because I was at the Improv like 2 or 3 months ago. I was doing a show on a Saturday, and Damon Wayans dropped in to do a set.
Oh, this is where you saw him. And what did he say?
And his almost half of his act was about Magic Johnson having AIDS and how it was funny.
Wow.
And hilarious that he had AIDS.
Wow.
And it just went on, and you're like, who is this for?
Wow. By the way, that sounds like something from 1980, first of all. And do you see what I mean by staying relevant?
Totally.
A guy who's talking about that has nothing to say about the military, the masters of war, who rule our fucking society. Right, Where are you going, Dave?
No, it just got weird.
Why? Because you see that it does. People don't like to talk about the real seats of power. I try to do it now. You know what I do? Like I come on stage and I go, and this offends some comedians. Like I'll come on stage during this show and I'll go, "Folks, I just want to tell you, I won't be talking about funny cookies because there are currently 1 million people fleeing wars around the globe. Even though I do think it's hilarious when raisins shrivel."
I have got on stage and said, "I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to talk about ghosts or watermelons." Because I watch these people talk about that. I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
I just don't give a shit. But I also think we're of an age where we watch younger comedians and we're just like, who gives a fuck? What are you saying?
That is
Talk
true
about
too.
something. Talk about anything.
That is true too. When I was a younger comedian, I just thought it was such a feat to get on stage.
Yes.
Like I was like, this would be me. Like, oh my God. I just hope I'm funny.
Yes.
And then I would get up there and I would just, this shouting personality that I have was really out of control when I was younger. Like at least it's focused now on something.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I would just go out and go, "My father is a piece of shit."
Wait, you still do that?
Well, when I call him, he angers me. When I call my dad, he still blames me for everything in his life.
No, my mom did that the other day. I called her and I was talking
I can't
to her.
call him, man.
I haven't called her in ages because she called me and she goes, "I want you to know that you made me depressed." I'm like, what in the fuck just happened?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, this is insane.
When I call my dad, I was calling him kind of regularly. He's like, oh, look who it is. And he never calls me, by the way. So he's like, "Oh, this is great. My son is," and I'm just like, and immediately I'm like, okay, just give out love. The books you just put down, Eddie said,
you give out love.
Supposed to give out love.
That's be an emotional warrior, and that's just giving out love and not being defensive or angry.
Yeah.
Right?
So anyway, you went after Wayans, and who? Oh, well, Dennis Miller. Well, Dennis Miller lost
Dennis
his
Miller's-
fucking mind in 9/11.
But he's just one of those guys that's just punching up. They
Yeah.
they never punch up.
punching.
They're always punching down. They're
Yeah.
always punching down.
Yeah.
And there's just too many fucking idiots like that.
Right, and it is true though that we watch younger comedians, and most of them don't have anything to really say that's
No.
very interesting,
Not for me anyway.
and they're very successful.
Yeah, I know. But you know, the guys I always enjoyed, the Bill Hickses that I
Yeah.
grew up watching, they
Yeah.
said something, and I feel like there's just been this change where you're extremely rewarded for not saying anything anymore.
That is true.
I mean, look.
Dude.
Alternative rooms are now, I would say, more hack than comedy clubs.
Wow, is that your
Oh,
is
I
that your
think
take
so.
on it?
I just think
That's
I just think they're
oh
just
yeah,
so
because
vapid
the
and empty.
Yes, the alternative rooms now have the guys who are like just like it's all personality and like yeah, and you know who I get really mad at, man?
Mark Maron.
Not only I am a little mad at Maron, but different reasons. But I get mad at the comics who do that vapid shit, but the audiences, to me, they're so easily entertained.
But they're trained, right?
They're trained. That's why I get mad at the comics, because I feel like the comics are training them to be fucking idiots. So is there a niche? I think there is a niche for people like us who have something to say.
I mean, who knows? I mean, I think that it.
I mean,
you have a much smaller audience, and no one cares.
Kind of true.
Certainly, no one wants you on TV.
Why the fuck is that?
Oh, I don't know.
man?
It's hilarious. To me, it's hilarious. The bookers of all the late shows are all like, we love his comedy. We want him to do a show, and then set after set, I give them. They go, oh no, that's not. And I go, well, that's my comedy. I know you guys think I'm funny, but that's my comedy.
The late shows can suck my dick.
That would be great.
No, I mean, because I find that true. And like, I had Fitzsimmons on, and I wanted to go after Fallon, Greg Fitzsimmons, and he goes, Jimmy is a good friend of mine.
No.
So that conversation started there. But he is a perfect example, Fallon, not Fitzsimmons. Fallon is a perfect example of like that fucking, he is the spokesperson for vapidness.
Totally. He could not be more vapid. He's never once in his entire career, I think, said anything of substance.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Can anyone think of anything?
No, and he's like there's fucking the world, the ecosystem is being destroyed, and he's like, let's throw a hot dog through a hole with our guest today, Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett, get over here. And the Roots, the biggest sellouts ever, the ethnic Roots. Let's have some hot dog music. And that's late night in a nutshell. Will it be interesting to see Colbert?
But Colbert has already said more in his week on the air than about anything than Fallon has his entire...
Well, it's interesting because Colbert has inherited the Letterman legacy, and Letterman was the only one who kind of had anything to say. Like, Letterman was just a cynical prick of a guy,
Yeah.
and so Colbert gets to go into that slot, whereas the Tonight Show...
Well, it was destroyed by Leno. I mean,
destroyed by Leno!
To go from Carson to Leno, is there a greater drop in quality in the history of television?
You know, and that's a great point. That's a great point to go from Carson to Leno, and it's kind of represents the dumbing down of the whole fucking country.
I had a friend who worked in as an executive at NBC, and one day they called her in and they said, "Hey, we want you to watch Leno for 2 weeks. Just go down and watch it, and then give us back notes on what you think." And so she goes.
Cool person.
This is and this is years into Leno, and she does it. And she comes back and she sits down and she goes, "It's just awful. It's just."
She reported the truth.
Yeah, it's just low rent nonsense and it's terrible. And the head of whatever department this was, just sighed and went, yeah, that's what we thought. Like, they were just all so sad, but they were stuck with it. They were just all like...
Because the ratings are good.
Yeah, the ratings are good, but it's just garbage. Like, they knew that they were ruining something precious, and they just couldn't stop it. It was just like a runaway idiot train.
But...
By the way...
Yeah.
Uber had a thing yesterday. Did you see this?
No, what is it?
Between, I think it was like 5 and 10 p.m.
Yeah. That's interesting because I took Uber
Leno
after 10, yeah.
was going to be driving an Uber for 5 hours in disguise, and you could get picked up by Leno. And I read that, and I was like, I should just take Uber for 5 hours because I would love to just get in that car and go, how does it feel to have destroyed an iconic television show? What's it like to ruin greatness?
He would be destroyed because the interesting thing about guys like that, I think, is that they know it.
He knows it.
You know what I mean? And everybody says this, and I think it was kind of true that Leno, at one point, was a pretty good stand-up.
He was a great stand-up. I remember watching him. He was so dark and weird when he came on Letterman.
Yeah.
One time I was watching Letterman in the very early days, and he came out, and he had this just kid covered in dirt and rags.
With him?
With him. And Dave's like, what? Who is this? And he goes, that's my street urchin.
Oh, shit.
He just had this dirty little kid with him, calling him a street urchin, and that's what Leno was. He was just dark and weird, and then he turned into whatever he turned into.
Into milk toast. He turned into the corporate spokesperson for comedy, which a lot of comedy is. It's like, don't talk about this, don't talk about that. You know what I mean? It's fucked. It's fucked. And I don't know. And that's an interesting comment that the alt rooms, the alternative rooms, have become even more fucking vapid.
Well,
and
they're way more sensitive to really deep personal material. They get really weirded out. It's almost like a college audience.
Like highly politically correct, but not for the right. What do you think a San Francisco audience is? I just performed up there.
I don't know.
Can they be like that?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
They can be like that, right?
For sure. They get weirded out by
like
stuff.
It's funny because whenever I do anything, like I said, oh, the migrants are using the people fleeing, all these wars that we've created, all these wars that we started, coming, and they're using the Waze app, and it's fucking them. And I got a lot of shit for that.
You did? That's a great joke.
I think so.
What? Why would they?
I don't know. But they were like, "Ooh, I heard this," and you get this from like the politically, and you know what? Like it confuses me a little bit, the political correctness argument, because I don't want to be up there talking about how fat people suck.
Right, but they do. But yeah.
Hey, well.
No, it's true. You don't want to sit up there talking about it, but and for some reason that's more palatable than talking about something, right? Like race or anything else. They get, oh, what's going on?
Yeah. I can't talk about race for some reason. I feel like I don't have any, like, I can't talk about it. Like, who talks about race in a good way? That's a white comic.
Right.
I don't know. It's a really. Have you ever? Do you do it?
Bill Burr does, and he does it pretty well.
He does. Jim Norton does it. I don't know if he does it well.
Yeah, I don't know if he does it well either. I haven't seen.
You know who I was listening to? Oh my God, I can't believe he's a funny dude, because I was laughing during his podcast. But if there's a more right wing, racist guy, I'd like to Paulo.
Oh, fuck.
Have you ever heard of him?
Jesus
and he's funny, so he kind of draws you in. He's like, he's got a funny voice, like, hey, de Blasio, the mayor of New York, right?
Yeah.
What a douchebag this guy is.
Oh, no, he's just a right-wing monster. He's a fucking...
a right-wing moron.
Yeah, he's a total idiot. Just 100% idiot. He's always been a fucking idiot. Forever. He's always been that guy.
But funny. Like, he's an idiot who's
he
funny.
is funny.
Whereas most of the right-wing idiots, comedians...
Are not funny.
So it's a beautiful combination because you're like, okay, That's good.
I love when someone like Fox or whoever tries to do a comedy sketch show or whatever. It's just,
man,
it's just
my
so
buddy
enjoyable.
Tom Shalhoub is on Fox all the time, and I'm like, what are you?
Oh, does he do the
doing?
Red Hour thing?
Yes.
I don't
something
think
like
that's.
that.
I think that's just. I've talked to Andy Levy, who is over there, and they're just sort of totally independent from Fox.
Oh, okay.
Like they don't get paid attention to, and they just have comedians on, and
Yeah.
So it's not like the usual regurgitation of nonsense. Tom's funny.
Yeah, he's a nice guy too.
Yeah.
He is funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've seen him on Fox before, and I'm like, what? What the fuck is that?
Well, let me tell you something. If you see him on Fox, you should be in bed because you're up too late. Because that's when he's on.
Boy, I fall asleep lately.
What time you go to bed?
Well, it used to be 2, 3.
Yeah.
2. Now it's like sometimes I just start, me and the wife, we have on Poirot.
Huh?
The Agatha. Do you know Poirot? The Agatha Christie character?
Oh, I'm not that old yet.
That is a funny thing because I did mention that at a club. I said, folks, it's really crazy. Me and my wife, we're just watching Poirot and, around 8 or 9, and our neighbors just sound like they're fucking on coke. And I just think it's a funny juxtaposition. Like we're watching this quiet Agatha Christie, a very genteel detective story, and next door they're just banging the walls, fucking on coke, and it's just a great juxtaposition. That's what you get in apartments. Like in one apartment, you could just have someone chained to a radiator begging for their life in a pleasurable way. In the other apartment, it's just two people sitting on a couch going, hey, look, Hastings is being pretty funny in this episode, honey.
Wait, did you do that in San Francisco? Did you get booed?
I didn't do that.
Because you would think people chained to a radiator.
What I wanted to say is that people didn't know who Poirot was, and did you
Nobody,
not know?
no, I don't know.
Really?
No,
it's a PBS. You don't watch PBS at all.
I watch a little.
What
bit.
age do you have to?
I
hit
watch
to
a little bit of PBS. I watch the Burns documentaries, and I watch.
Everybody
I watch,
loves the Burns documentaries.
Downton.
You do watch Downton.
Yeah.
That is an addictive little show, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
I like it, The Brits over there don't like it. Especially
They don't.
The working class. Well, the working class people. I remember I was fucking around, and this isn't to hurt you that I was in London, but I was in London, and we were going. It's a lifestyle that. My lifestyle. Anyway, we were going into Westminster Abbey. We were waiting online to go into Westminster Abbey, and I turned to the quote unquote the guard or the sentry, whatever the fuck it is over there, who was like right before you go into the church, and I said, "This is Downton Abbey, right?" And he goes to me, "I hate that shit," or something like, "No, it wasn't, and I wouldn't watch that."
Oh
and
my
blah, blah,
God.
Blah. Because
Really?
it's like a class thing.
Well, they have a lot of class problems over there. It's not. Going
We don't.
anywhere.
We have two classes here.
We're very,
you're either in a wealthy class or you're fucked.
Oh, you're a fucking animal. Yeah,
You're
that's
a fucking
fine. That's the
animal.
way America was set up to be. It's all working out.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Don't
Look,
worry about it. Yeah.
All the refugees are streaming out of Syria. That's just the beginning. This is the first climate change war, and there are more that are coming. And we're gonna have to put up.
Holy
We're gonna have to put up
shit.
moats
Do
of
you worry
fire.
about your kid? Because I know I'll be dead before. I'm hoping I'll be dead before this shit really hits the fan. And my dog, like all the people I care about, my wife, like I hope, and a couple of comics. I hope everybody will be dead because it's gonna be brutal. What's gonna go?
Oh,
on.
I think we'll see a lot of death before we kick off.
Damn it.
Like no,
up close?
my kid's going to see just abject horror.
That's
it's
what
just gonna be-
Fitzsimmons said. I said, "Do you worry about your kid?" And Greg said, "I see my kid fleeing things."
Yeah, I think
That's scary though, and no, I think it's courageous to have a kid. Like I just would be worrying constantly. I guess you can't.
I guess it's just like, well, it's his path. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do live in an empire with all the guns.
True.
So at the end of the day, we're not going to be that bad off.
Right.
But you're going to see like people streaming out of Bangladesh because there's no more Bangladesh. Like that's what's
Well,
going to
what
happen.
about the climate stuff here? Like,
I mean, look.
when does California become unlivable? Because I was up there, by the way. I was up in San Francisco again. Not to brag, this kind of lifestyle. I've already dropped. No, I've already talked about London, San Francisco, but I was up in San Francisco, and one of the comics up there just goes to me, NATO Green. He goes to me, did you hear about the fires? And I'm like, what? I just go. That was the tone he goes. That was the tone he used. We were in the green room. I believe his last name is Green as well. It's a weird thing.
That doesn't matter. He doesn't sound like an important person.
he's good. He's good at like NATO.
Well, what does he talk about though? Is he talking about like
no? He's a union leader. Blah blah blah. Anyway, he goes, "You hear about the fires?" And I go, "What?" He goes, "Fucking about 100 miles from here, Lake County is fucking burnt. I mean, this huge."
Yeah, no, it's like someone dropped a nuke at this point
in California, right?
Yeah,
and the drought
100
here,
square miles.
Damn. And the drought here.
Well, you know, I studied earth science. So
you did?
Yeah.
So what's going on here?
Exactly.
You're the first expert I've had.
Exactly what I learned would happen in college in 1994. This is exactly what we were taught would happen.
The year the Rangers won the cup.
There would be, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Didn't they win it? They won.
That's it.
What about Messier? Wasn't on that team, was he? That was the Messier team?
1994.
Jesus, it was that long ago?
That was the last year I celebrated big time in hockey. That's 6 plus 15 is been 21 years. And we've been good the last couple of years.
That's almost worse than climate change.
It definitely is.
I'm a Kings fan, so...
yeah, they're good, and they beat the Rangers.
They did beat the Rangers. That was really fun. Just kick the shit out
They
of
did
them.
not.
Yeah,
that was a good series.
It depends how
Are you a
look
big
at it.
hockey fan?
Yeah, pretty big hockey fan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not hockey fans.
No, it's not a big
in
sport.
L.A.
No.
But they have a rabid fan base here because I've gone to a couple of King games, and they're into it.
Yeah, they're good fans.
Good fans.
Probably the best fans in L.A., I'd say.
Yeah.
Of all the teams.
Is the basketball is... Are you a Laker guy?
No, I don't like NBA.
Oh, yeah. Neither do I, by the way.
Don't.
But you're a big baseball guy, and I love the Yankees, and you love the Giants?
Yes.
And then football, who do you like?
I don't watch football.
Oh, okay. You're better than me then. Because I think, like I rail against the corporate state, but I still have my sports addictions. Like, that's how I zone out. Like, I love the Yankees. I love the Giants in football, which is just a nightmare.
Oh, that's got to be horrible. I mean, your best times were Phil Simms.
Oh, it is painful.
I stopped watching football.
Why? Raiders?
Nope. Because
Rams?
When Fox took over the NFL, they put commercials in after kickoffs, and they put commercials in everywhere they could, and the games just got longer and longer. And I just stopped.
You're right.
I was like, "Fuck this! I don't want to watch this shit anymore."
You man.
And there was one game where they tried sound effects. Do you remember that?
Yes.
They for a half a game, and then they stopped because people were flipping out. They tried fucking sound. It was like, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?"
They were turning it into a video game.
Oh, it was insane.
Like, literally.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Hollywood movies have become video games. Like the whole genre of Transformers. There's a lot of video game movies out there now.
Well, there's actually a new movie coming out that is shot exactly like a first-person shooter video game.
Really?
It's just you just see the guy's hands shooting. And I watched the trailer, and I was like, why would you watch more than 3 minutes of this?
Yeah.
It's just nauseating.
This is what they're fucking doing.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, it's just, yeah.
And then you got the little indie films where it's like, look, I just want to go to Nebraska with you. So why don't they have something in the middle, like a decent movie? Movie in the middle.
Hey, I want to make a movie about going to Nebraska. Right, but what do you want it to be about? Wow, it's about going to Nebraska. I know, but he's going to be with his dad. What does that mean?
No, here's the clincher. Here's the hook. It's going to Nebraska in the winter.
Oh!
So
here's a pile of money, and it's going to be in black and white. You can make it more boring. So here's what,
and it's going to have Bruce Dern in it.
Yeah,
and he's really good, and he's an icon. So it's just all about that kind of feeling. Like, oh, look at the older Bruce Dern in Nebraska. Actually, that wasn't too bad a movie.
It wasn't too bad, but let's face it, it also wasn't too good.
That's true. I agree with that. But it is the antidote to or the polar extreme of that fucking Transformers. I can't even think of another movie, but
most
of them.
Pacific Rim. It's all that.
Pacific Rim. If you're talking about the porn movie, was terrific. That was a terrific. That was a porn movie done with attention to detail.
You're thinking of Pacific Rimmed.
Oh yes. My mistake. And by the way, folks, I am just kidding. Go ahead.
So back to planet Earth. This is exactly what we were taught in 1994 would happen with California, is that there would be extreme swings. Because now the floods are coming next, but it's a biblical. It's an
droughts.
It would be droughts, extreme weather, extreme heat, extreme droughts, a lack of snow, followed by torrential, horrible rains.
I mean, it's tough for me. You live in the do you live in the valley?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
we moved up to the mountains.
You what?
We moved up to the mountains. We live in La Crescenta. Yeah, for one of the main reasons I want to get out of here is because that shit's going to get weird.
So being in the mountains is kind of a little safer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have like boats and I
have a lot of long range guns. I have a.
Honey, I cannot man the tower right now. I have to do the Dollop, which has a lot of preparation.
Finn, have you been messing with my mortars? A lot of that.
So extreme weather.
Extreme. We're in it now. It's extreme weather. But there's something happening that no one predicted, and that's that the ocean has increased in temperature 5 degrees off the coast of California, which is just what the fuck's going to happen? No one knows what's going to happen.
They don't? Because here's what I heard, and my science is about as good as my comedy. Here is what I have heard, that there's two camps about there's supposedly an El Nino coming, but it may not happen.
There's definitely an El Nino coming.
I
read
because there are bookmakers who are taking. You do?
I read and I check up on all the signs. There's definitely an El Nino coming.
Because someone was saying because of the heat. There's something, have you heard this term? And not from a Steve McQueen movie, but the blob. They're calling it the blob that may stop the El Nino.
Well, that's what they're talking about with the 5. They're either talking about the resistant ridge, or they're talking about the resistant ridge or the blob.
The resistant ridge. And by the way, out there, hold on, you assholes. I'm talking to you, not Dave. We are talking about weather, resistant ridge, the blob. This is all very dear to us in California. We are on the verge of extinction. Right now, Northern California is ablaze. In Southern California, I could barely move every day. It's 100 degrees. Go ahead, Dave, about the resistant ridge.
The starfish are dying. So, so there's the resistant ridge, which is this ridge that keeps forming every winter right off of California and sends the jet stream up over California and then down, and that's why the East Coast is getting slammed with snow. That's supposed to be our rain.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that how
what they're getting should have been ours in the past. So they're getting hit with it now directly, whereas it's supposed to come in and then slowly dissipate over the country. So there's a big just think of it as just like a big barrier out there. But it's gone away. It's gone away right now, and it doesn't look like it's going to come back. That's what it looks like. But is it associated with that 5-degree increase in temperature of water?
And no one knows what's going to happen because of that 5 degrees?
It's a total fucking disaster. No one knows what's going to happen.
The scientists, they must speculate or...
Let me just say this. Every single model that people have come up with, it's nowhere near as bad as what's happening. All of their worst case scenarios are being far surpassed by reality. Every single fucking model, they're like, holy shit, it's so much worse than they thought it would be. It's just off the
Which is hard to do because people who make models usually go to well, let's say if this fucking happens.
Yeah. It's like every single model, they're like, it's so much worse, I can't believe it.
Now, here's the thing.
Let's
say it rains like a motherfucker.
Okay, it's terrible.
I think it happens around November, October.
No, it's supposed to start late January is when the rain season starts in California.
Oh, is that right?
Southern California.
Will it be here late January?
That's when El Nino is supposed to hit. Yeah.
What will the weather like? It's so funny that I'm asking you like an expert because you studied earth science. But you think it'll be hot as fuck between now and December?
No, it'll cool down.
Thank God.
But it's just gotten really weird. Look, with El Nino, we're getting all that humid. All of the hurricanes that are happening are them breaking up, and like that's what happened yesterday. We got hurricane rain from a leftover. Helen was her name. And she perished out over the Pacific.
Did you get a lot of rain? Because you're up in the mountains.
We got a shitload of rain.
Oh, I think that. Oh, you live in a better place because
the
valley
great.
we got like some rain, nothing much.
Yeah, no, it rained. It rained good. Yeah, it was nice.
That's nice, right?
Yeah,
isn't
I
that
like
fucking
the
nice?
rain.
I feel like we're Okies out here, but instead of talking about the crops failing, we just talk about bands. Like we're just in the same like it's like the Dust Bowl out here, but we're just all talking about bands instead of like, the fact that there's no crops.
I am terrified of what's coming this winter. It's going to be
because
so
if you're
many
in the
floods.
mountains, now this is what I was
it's a
thinking too.
concern.
Well, the houses just go. To me, it's like for me, it's fun because I like to stand at the bottom of Mulholland and just watching the houses come down from Mulholland. And just be like, with the cigarette going, baby, that's the guy who produced the Bonnie and Clyde films. That was his house. Like, it's kind of fun out here in L.A. to, like, name the houses. Like, it's usually some producers in the 80s.
Yeah, but then when the earthquake happens, they sit up in there. They sit up in the mountain, which doesn't shake as much, and they look down at the valley, and they go, look at the poor people shaking about.
No. I disagree.
That's how
I
it
think
works.
every day they are like, look at the poor people scuttling about. But the earthquakes, I heard it fucks up the mountains. More.
No, the
I had someone else tell
you get
me
a lot of liquefaction in our area because a lot of it's been built in and
liquefaction.
It moves more. The lower parts move more because
Really?
because of the mountains.
I was in only one earthquake out here. Being a New Yorker, I never experienced it, and I was living at Fountain and Vine. Again, not to hurt anybody, come at anybody.
Well, it's a weird brag. I got to be honest. I mean, I get it. I live in the mountains. I don't live in the heart of everything. I get it. Fountain and Vines, that's it. That's the spot. You know what I mean?
Kind of was. I lived there
For people who haven't been to Fountain and Vine,
You're missing a lot.
you really are.
I don't know how to describe it, but if you've read The Great Gatsby, it's
Yeah.
nothing like that. It's just,
I mean,
it's hard to put
about a
into
half a
words.
block away, there is a dollar Chinese food store that I don't know if you've ever had. I don't know if you've ever had a dollar's worth of chow
Is it
mein.
still there?
I don't know, but it used
Oh
to
my
scare
God,
the fuck out of me.
I ate in there, I think twice, and
Did you go to the hospital?
almost?
It should be called dysenteries.
Almost, because there is a doctor there in the place. Like, they do provide. Wouldn't that be funny if a restaurant is so bad? There is a standing doctor. Like, they have to have a doctor.
And they have and the soda fountain. They just have one for Pepto.
They have, you get Pepto, but, they have, like, just a guy standing with the needle. It's almost like getting bitten by a snake when you eat that food. It's like, we will give you the injection.
People would always be in there eating. I could never understand it.
Because it's $1.
I know, but like how
people
bad?
don't have money.
Wouldn't you rather die?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if
I've been eating good lately, because I've been
What's
making
good?
a little money. Well, I eat a lot of organic veggies and stuff. So organic, like I could shop, even though I feel like such an idiot shopping at Whole Foods.
Why? It's better.
Because, dude, when I go up with me and my wife, when we go up with our shopping cart, and it's $280,
Okay, well,
or
now-
$225, $225
I'm just
for
gonna take off.
this. That's a lot.
I'm good.
right?
I'm done. That's crazy.
You don't. So when you go to Whole Foods, it sounds like you just get a couple of things.
Yeah,
we get
Now you have
everything.
to buy. Do you eat it all, or do you throw
No,
it all? Like,
I wind up throwing out some of this stuff. Like like to me when I go shopping, I get all kinds of excited about, oh, look at this thing, and look at, because I'm a
Yeah,
vegan
you see a
too.
kumquat, and you're like, look at that.
I'm a
Holy
vegan
shit.
too, so I go crazy for like
Yeah.
they have all these fake meats,
Oh God, fake meat.
and
I mean, just to
it
hear you
turns
say
out I
it.
don't like the fake. Like I
know,
used
but
to
just
get
the,
into
just the words. You just hear the words and you salivate. Fake meat. What now? Are you a vegan for health reasons, or would you eat the
it's
coming factory meat?
It's for like the animal stuff.
Okay, so
The
you would
treatment
so you
about
would so
animals,
then
the
you
treatment of it.
so then you would eat the factory meat that's coming.
Oh, that is a debate. You mean that they produce like meat in a lab?
Yeah,
Right.
And so it just
sounds,
grows.
By the way, that sounds just as bad as the dollar Chinese.
I would
store.
say it sounds worse.
Lab. How about this at a ball game? Hearing this at a ball game, lab meat. Like a guy walking up and down the aisles. Lab meat. Lab meat.
Get your fresh lab meat. Just came out of the lab.
Monsanto meat.
Oh, just
Ooh,
would it-
those motherfuckers, huh?
But how great would it be if
No, it
if,
doesn't
if
sound
the
good.
if the lab meat all of a sudden started evolving? And
Into-
they came in one day and just a couple of feet were hanging off one. And they're like, we got to take this
Oh,
one down.
shit.
A couple days later,
Oh shit!
and the other ones have 4 feet. And just
Oh
see,
shit!
and then somebody just walking on the street.
No, here's the sign. Here's the sign. This, Bob, the lab meat has gotten very smart. No, one of the burgers just asked me for a cigarette. Bob, I caught the lab meat reading a Dickens novel.
And then,
Bob, the lab meat is reading Great Expectations.
and then there's a lab meat breakout where they knock down the doors and the meat escapes. And then we have to fight for control. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. That's my movie.
I don't know. At least I'm on the right side of that because
Food?
yeah, because
I
that's
agree,
huge.
you are.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge because and not like guilting anybody out about the treatment of animals, but they are fucking knocking down the rainforest to graze cattle. It's
Isn't that
truth.
great?
It's truth. It's truth, though. But that's the lungs of the earth. Not again to brag that I know what the lungs of the earth are. The lungs of the. I don't even know what I'm saying. The guy who doesn't know what bragging is. Look.
Volcanoes are the eyes of the earth.
No, it's
It's
fucked up,
terrible,
dude.
and
The
it's
production
the
is
worst
fucking
thing that you can.
It's
the
warming
worst
the
thing,
planet
the worst
more
thing
than
that's
all the
destroying
factories.
the planet is red meat. That's the worst thing. That's it. If you want to save the
And then
planet,
if
don't eat red meat.
you give a shit at all about the treatment of these fucking poor creatures, it's horrific.
That I don't.
No, but it
I
is hard
love
to
the
stop
idea
your meat-
of a
your diet,
chicken
though.
that can't move that has enormous
I know,
breasts.
dude.
I love that.
That is fucking horrific.
Right?
all
Just-
that shit.
It
is horrific.
I would like when I ate a breasted chicken to have a picture of that chicken there with its feet grown into
Honey,
the cage.
yeah, you're in a household where you're like, sweetheart, can you put on the slaughterhouse video before we eat? You just put it on the HD screen and turn it up because I want to hear the screams. And I want the kid to hear the screams so he knows what life is about.
Hey son, did you know a chicken could scream like a human? Did you hear that?
And your kid is just like, he's just like online. He's 6 and he's online going, please, I don't know who these people are. I just know that I'm not like them.
I need help.
He does take me to Six Flags. It doesn't
That's
make
great.
up for it. It doesn't make up for it.
There's terrible things happening.
But getting back to this fucking thing, man, like the apocalyptical climate out here is crazy. And I talk to people in London. Do you know, like, they have a great climate in England. They wouldn't say so. They think it rains too much.
Oh, I know they do.
And it's just so temperate. Their summer, dude. They think it's unbearably hot at 80.
Well, they're going to be hit hard.
Are they?
Yeah, that jet
I
stream.
don't know why that
jet
makes me a
stream-
little
that
happy,
Jet
but-
stream thing is going to warm them up the fucking crazy.
When will this happen?
Soon. If that Brazilian Ridge thing keeps happening, yeah, England's fucked.
Wow. You really know your weather, huh?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk a little bit now.
About ghosts.
No. That is funny, you know, the dumbing down. Like, they still have that fucking show, Ghost Hunters.
Oh,
Do
fuck.
they
Is that thing still on?
I remember.
Did they find one yet?
A guy who I used to be buddies with. Well, he's such a good guy too. Once in a while, he'll drop me a note. But like, he fucking got a job on. I think it's Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the show?
I think so.
And they
yeah.
kept him employed for years because season after season
Just won't
after
stop.
Season.
Well, there's
and I
so-
watched it once because at first you're like, yeah, I don't. Because here's the whole appeal.
You go in with an
Ghosts.
open mind?
No. Here's the whole appeal with ghosts. Like, boy, life is boring. Mm-hmm. Maybe there are ghosts.
That's totally what it is.
It's totally what
Yeah.
it is. It's like that's behind a lot of shit like that. You know, behind a lot of like the alien thing too with people.
Yeah.
Oh, there's definitely, you know who the people who believe in UFOs. These are the people who like every day, like they're just staring at bugs on their porch, wishing
Yeah.
that someone would kill them.
They
You
go
know
to
what I
work
mean?
and they look at their computer screen and do their data entry and go, God, I wish when I was driving home someone would just pick me up from here and just put something in my ass.
Menial dead-end jobs are fucking breeding ground for people who believe in ghosts and aliens. But anyway, and there's a lot of those jobs. But yeah. So what I want to talk about is your podcast. Tell me about the Dollop.
All right, the Dollop is...
Yeah, because I hear it's really good.
Yeah, it's fun.
I haven't heard it yet.
So
Aaron
it's
is
about
shaking
it's
his
American
good.
it's American history. So
That's cool.
I find a story.
Are
from
you an American history buff?
Yeah, I like history a lot.
So
basically what happened was I spent so much time on the internet just reading crazy weird stories and stuff that I was like, well, why don't I do something with this?
What were you reading?
Just any crazy sites. I could just go to stuff when I find.
Name a couple because I go on the internet and I just go to the same 4 things and I never fucking expand.
There's a great site that has like just 1-page crazy things called Knowledge Nuts.
Oh yeah.
It's
remember
great.
that.
It's just got
Knowledge
tons, and it's just one of those things I just keep going through it.
Like
Like,
just
oh my
like-
god, it just
Just
there's
like
more.
crazy facts.
They're not even facts. They're just like
Not
this-
even fact. It's just some guy spinning shit.
It's just a guy screaming. No, it's just a like really brief synopsis of a story that happened at some point in history.
Oh, okay.
And it's great.
And that got you. Was that the thing that got you into Dollop?
Well,
to do the Dollop.
So I did walk in the room and I got so fucking tired of talking about myself every week. I was just like, God, I don't want to hear me anymore. And
That is hard.
it really. After
I never
4
tire of it,
years.
but-
After 4 years, I mean, if you're
you
a
did
healthy
it 4 years.
yeah, but if you're a healthy person, so you won't have this happen to you. But if you're a healthy person, it starts to get weird.
Luckily, mental health is not one of.
By
my
the way,
strong
I
suits.
heard. Are you still looking for a
I am.
psychologist? Because my wife is a psychologist. She can find
she?
you one. Yeah, she
Thank
can get you a name.
Thank you. Because Dana referred me to someone, Dana Gould.
Oh
but
God, no,
he's
not
in
Dana
Beverly-
Gould. Don't take advice from.
And this guy sounds good, but he's in Beverly Hills. I don't want to travel a lot. I
Right.
want to find someone in the Valley. By the way, if you're a shrink out there in the Valley and you take insurance, also this guy didn't take insurance.
A lot of them don't. Yeah.
I can't afford it. I can't. Is that bad?
Well,
150.
Like
he
my-
wanted 150 cash.
oh, cash?
No, but 150. Wouldn't that be funny?
And-
Cash on the back. As soon as like I'm talking about. And then I was molested by my Uncle Ned.
That's gonna be another 40.
That's an hour. That's cash.
Look, I said if it gets into molestation, it's an extra 50 an hour.
No, but a lot don't take insurance. I don't blame them.
Yeah,
but-
they don't because the insurance companies are fucking nightmares.
Oh, boy, you don't have to tell me that, man.
I mean,
By the way, that alone should be fucking basis for revolution in this
Yeah,
country.
I totally
that
agree.
Corporate, they are just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
They basically, that's what they're doing. Like, fuck you.
Yeah,
We're not paying
completely.
you, and we're going to make it so hard for you. Like, by the way, whatever corporate problem I'm having, I have fucking DirecTV now. I used to have Time Warner. I got rid of them. Now I have DirecTV. When I have to call them, I cry. I'm not kidding, dude. Just the corporate phone tree. I wind up in Malaysia, Guam, Sri Lanka, nowhere near L.A.
Yeah.
And they're like, sir, we have to add the $45 charge because, and I just
Yeah.
can't deal with it.
no,
dude.
it's insane.
And insurance companies are just like,
Oh, they're monsters. Well, my wife, she does take insurance, but she will have to bill 4 times, 5 times, because they will just reject it, and then they'll go, "Oh, sorry, that was a mistake." They're just cunts.
it's a strategy.
It is a strategy. They'll hope you'll give up.
Absolutely.
That's all. And so they're doing that with the
Absolutely.
doctors. So why?
Yeah. Here's my for people, mental health, exercise, eat well, don't eat processed sugar and flour. I'm on this kick now because I haven't done it for 24 days. I haven't etten sugar or flour for 24 days.
How is that? Once you're past once you're past
better.
like the 2 weeks off sugar, it's great.
I feel pretty good. Are you good with not eating too much sugar?
No, I went 2 years without sugar, and then yeah,
I know. I went a year and then snapped.
it feels great when you're off sugar, though. You
Totally.
feel terrific.
Totally.
But I can't see myself doing it. At least not till my kid's older. I mean, he goes to
you
bed.
guys-
He goes to bed. I'm like, I'm gonna eat a whole fucking thing of Tim Tams. Like that's what kids do. You go.
Oh, because
Okay,
it's-
he's gone. What can I
It's
do
so
to
much
myself?
work and like you need a release.
Yeah,
like, from
you need
all
a
of
release,
That,
yeah.
that shit.
And if
yeah.
I'm not going to do heroin, I'll eat
I
Tim
know.
Tams.
I know. Tim Tams. What the fuck are they? Aaron knows them.
It's the greatest.
What are they?
In the world?
What are they?
It's an Australian.
Oh, okay. I knew it wasn't U.S. Yeah.
I think you can get them here now. Yeah, right. Target.
Well, okay.
Okay, so it's just like the basic Tim Tam is just a chocolate covered like sort of cookie thing.
Right.
And it's so good you can't believe what's happening. But then they have a multitude of flavors. They have caramel. They have sea salt with
By the
caramel.
way, caramel and sea salt really float my boat. Like
Well,
when I'm
look.
eating a caramel sea salt cookie,
Yeah.
I just don't care about all the wars
Anything.
going
It's
on.
like no, nothing else matters. Who gives a shit about the planet at that point?
Which is, by the way, the function of all this sugar and shit in our diet. It's like, don't worry about all the people who are suffering and your impending doom. We have Tim Tams.
Yeah. No, and they're right.
It is a bitch, though.
Well,
when
if you go-
when you eat a whole thing, do you eat like if you that is the bitch about sugar, like is the come down. Like
Yeah.
it's so great. It's like it hits that part of your brain that is similar to heroin, that sugar fucking rush, and you're like, yes. But then I notice I'm angry about
Oh, yeah.
20 minutes later.
Totally. It
Like,
totally
I'm
makes you angry.
angry.
Yeah. It makes you angry when
I'm
you
like
love sugar.
my wife will say something to me, and be like, what?
And she's like, you ate Tim Tams,
Hold
didn't
it.
you? I didn't eat Tim Tams.
Did you have Tim Tams, or are you just reflecting on your childhood?
It's hard to tell. It's so hard to tell. What about when you're eating Tim Tams reflecting on your childhood? But that's the cycle. You reflect on your childhood.
That's
because
right.
That you
That's
eat Tim
the
Tams,
cycle.
And it just keeps going on.
But talk about the Dollop for a little. We have 5
Okay,
minutes left.
so the
5
Dollop-
minutes left, folks. 5-minute mark.
So what happens is I find sort of an obscure story from American history. For examples are someone sent Andrew Jackson a giant wheel of cheese that he kept in the White House for years, and then when he left the White House, he had a party and everyone came and ate it. There was a guy named Oofty.
Now,
Goofty.
you'll base the podcast around that
That'll be
one.
the whole podcast. We'll
Do you have a
talk
guest?
about that story? Yeah. So that's what I do. I read it to Gareth Reynolds, who's a really funny comedian.
Who is Gareth Reynolds?
He's
I saw
so
you
fucking
talk-
funny.
Gareth Reynolds.
yeah,
he
he's
sounds
not-
British.
His parents are British. So he's really funny. So I just read him the story, and he's never heard it, so he's just reacting to it, and they're all insane
Oh, I see.
stories.
Yeah.
So he's
Is it just one story?
Yeah, he's a really funny improv guy. So he just
okay.
goes off on it, and
Right.
it's really fun.
So it's you and Gareth.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
and then we do live ones. If we have a live one, we'll have a guest.
What was your favorite one so far that you would recommend? Like if people wanted to get a taste of the Dollop.
The Rube. Yeah, Aaron says the Rube.
The Rube?
The Rube. The Rube was a baseball player in the
It also
around
Bob
ni-
Rubin, a comedian.
Also Bob Rubin. But Rube is a
Yeah.
baseball player around 1900, and even if you don't like baseball, it is completely insane.
Is it really? Okay, the Rube.
Yeah, the Rube.
So the Dollop.
That's like the one everyone I think likes the best. Yeah, the Rube.
So Dave, thanks man for coming on. Do you want to plug anything? We could get you at Twitter at Dave Anthony,
That's
just
me.
like it's spelled.
Yep.
Anything else you want to?
No, just the Dollop. It's going up next Thursday, right? Or this Thursday?
It's going to be next Thursday.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything
The
else.
Dollop and at Dave Anthony.
I'm kind of
Is Marin coming back?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it looks like we're coming back.
Nice.
Looks
So
good.
you'll be back.
Hasn't been announced, but it looks good. Yeah.
You having fun on this show?
Maybe we'll bring you back again. I don't know.
I
want to
know.
ask you this.
Yeah.
What did you think when you got the call that we were bringing you back on the show?
I loved it because
But did
I
they
said
tell
to
you?
Mark, no, because when Mark killed me off, when you guys, whoever killed me off in
Yeah.
the first season,
Yeah.
I go to Marin because I was like, oh, great. So you killed me off. Like I was in some club with him or whatever. I was going, great. You killed me off, man.
Yeah.
First season. And I was like, that's great. And then I go, look, dude, you could bring me back. I actually said, you could bring me back as a ghost.
You said that?
I said that to him. You know, because I'm thinking Marin's one of the few people who actually have me on the show.
we
And sure
did.
enough, it happened. That
Yeah,
was
we
nice.
did. You were a great
And you
ghost.
almost called me back again last season, but it didn't happen. Because you heard about an item where a guy was being seen.
Yeah.
Around. Like, what was that story
Fuck,
again?
what was that?
Like, someone was seeing a clown, right?
Oh, the clown. I wanted you to be the clown. Fuck yes.
Yes.
The clown was in the season finale. I tried to get the clown in for 3 years.
Funny,
I
man.
finally got the clown in.
But cool. So please follow Dave Anthony at Dave Anthony, his podcast, The Dollop, and you're on All Things Comedy Network too.
Yep.
And that's it. And rate this podcast on iTunes if you can. 5 stars. Let me know what you think of the show. Email me at epepitone@sbcglobal.net. Thanks, and we will see you next week, everybody.
I love you.
Love you too.